What's going on, guys? Coming at you with the update on the Planet Tank. I was dosing it with Flourish fertilizer and Flourish CO2, and within 1 week I saw a pretty good growth, you could say. Pretty good outcome. You see the wisteria back there doing awesome. It grew quite a bit. At least that one did. A little bit back there, some. That one's starting to stick up above the swords there. And that Hygrophila, the sunset, that took off a little bit too. So dosing this tank with that stuff is a lot better than the regular CO2. And you can see the Hygrophila tiger there. That's starting to pick up a lot. You see that's the part that was trimmed last week. It's growing in pretty good actually. And there's a little one in the back. That's the one I trimmed that day. And it's starting to grow a little leaf on the top. You can see it way in the back there. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, way in the back there. And the ones that I had trimmed and replanted, this is one of them here. It's picking up pretty nice. And the other one is right here, is growing pretty nice. And also the Ludwigia repens right here. That one got a little taller from last week. And also I noticed that the leaves got a bit darker. That they were coming in light green, but since I started dosing, and yeah, they're coming in a lot darker, which is good. And of course, the dwarf hairgrass, they keep pulling it up. I don't know, you can see a bunch of it up top here floating around. I'm about to replant it, clean up this tank a bit. Gotta clean the intake over there with the loose leaves, and do a little water change in here and dose the tank again. But as far as the star grass here, I don't know, keeping an eye on it. I can see new growth. You see the lighter green in the middle, that came up, so it is doing something. That one's still the same. And this one, where'd it go? This one here is not doing too good. I think it's starting to get buried by the rocks falling over here, the gravel. But I'm going to clean that up, replant some of this dwarf hair grass. I don't know, I'm about to give up on dwarf hair grass. I wouldn't mind all this being star grass right here. I got to see if I can get this going. If I do, hopefully, it gets going good enough where I could start spreading it around a bit. I guess a little patience is what it takes, But so far it's doing good. The Italian valve back there is doing good. Didn't really see much change on it, but it's doing good. It's growing. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me get this tank cleaned up. I'm thinking about trimming that piece right there, trimming it down and planting it down here, so that maybe the other piece on there still could grow. It's still a leaf down there. I got some new leaves coming on some of the other ones too, so I'm thinking I'm looking good with that plant. It's gonna start picking up, just need a little time. But yeah, I'm gonna get this tank cleaned up, and yeah, I'll be back and show you what I got going. Alright guys, here you go. Did the water change, replanted my so-called dwarf hair grass. What else did I do? I trimmed a piece of the Hygrophila tiger. Another piece I trimmed off of the top back there, right there, and I replanted it here. I had 2 stems of this plant, and now I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going to be the 5th one here. This thing is growing like wildfire. I like it. It's doing pretty good. And Hygrophila Sunset, I trimmed that long piece that was up here because it was starting to get stuck onto the filter, and I replanted it down here, and hopefully it'll pick up and get a lot more leaves on that. And the piece I trimmed it off of is right there. It's got a little leaf on it, so hopefully that grows. And I could do the same with the Sunset, what I did with the Tiger here. And left the Repens alone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Man, I got that Christmas moss up there, but it's got a bunch of algae on it. I'm trying to figure out how to clean it off. It is growing a bit. I see it growing, but the algae on it is just, yeah, it's not showing what it's supposed to be. Anybody got suggestions on what to do there, let me know. I see all the particles floating around. I just did the water change. Just put some prime in. And yeah, give it a half hour, and I'm going to dose it with some Flourish, and then go from there. I am planning on next weekend ordering the Flourish Potassium and also the Flourish Iron supplements to throw in here. The iron so that the Repens would come out a little bit more redder, and potassium, of course, for some of the plants that got holes in it. So you see my Java fern back there. It will do good for the tank. And see what it does. And I'll shoot video just like this one. You know, last week showed you guys what I had, and then this week I showed you what grew. So you can see that the CO2 XL is working pretty good. And yeah, that DIY CO2, it really wasn't doing too much for me. Maybe if I had the DIY CO2 running and plus dose it with XL once in a while, it probably would have benefited a little better. But I'm going to leave that alone for right now. I'll probably revisit it again later on. But for as far as right now, I'm just going to try to use the Flourish line of products and see what I could do with this tank. I already got the, you know, the root tabs. They're already in there for about 3 weeks. So, and dosing with the Flourish and the Flourish XL. So it's doing good so far. It's picking up, and we'll see where it takes us. Well, guys, I appreciate you watching. Any comments, you know, some advice, leave it down below. Let me know what I could do with this algae on that Christmas moss right there. And yeah, subscribe to my channel. You watch this video. If you want to know what I'm talking about as far as the growth, go check out my other video from last week, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And yeah, check you guys out next time. Later, fellas.